But your initial move to the UK, how did you find it sort of like settling in? Did you have like friends and family already here, or was it just a case of like pick up your bags? I'm just gonna start a new life in the UK.
Well, I was kind of lucky, and that's why I moved, because I had a friend living here already, quite close to Old Trafford anyway.
Okay.
So he basically invited me to
Mm.
live here if I wanted to, because he knew that I was a United fan, and he just asked me if I was interested. And I was thinking about it for like one day, and then just booked the ticket basically.
Yeah.
So it was really easy, because I had a friend already here who helped me with everything, NI number, things like that.
Yeah.
And I also had a place to live from the start, so I didn't even have to look.
Oh, that's amazing. It's mad how like your love for United, just everything just ties up. Where does your mate live? Oh, he lives close to Old Trafford.
Yeah.
It's just like it was almost meant to be, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
Just out of like curiosity, what's the culture like in Hungary in terms of like business, education, entrepreneurship? Because obviously, and we'll get onto a little bit about that. That's a path that you've chosen, obviously, in terms of like your property and stuff, and we'll talk a little bit more detail about that. But what's the culture like back home? Are they very much education orientated? Do they encourage entrepreneurship, or what's it like there?
Well, not at all. I mean, in Hungary, most people, they basically just go to school then, so they could find a normal job, So I think it's very similar to England. From what I have seen. Most people, they are either not interested in being in business, or they are just too scared.
Yeah.
And they don't have, well, I don't know how to say it, but it feels like they are just not interested.
Yeah.
Or they make themselves believe that they are not interested, and they just stick to a job that they don't like anyway. So it's very much the same. Education as well. I think it's just completely useless, to be honest, for years to go to school and then learn nothing about life, or about how to be a business person.
See, I find that quite interesting in the sense that you could have quite easily got sort of stuck in that culture yourself if you were growing up, but you've gone the exact opposite in terms of you could have very much thought, right, education, job, and I'll be comfortable, but you've actually just like put all that to one side and said like, yo, you guys are wrong, man, you need to open your eyes, there's more to the world, innit? But have you always had this like entrepreneurial sort of desire or flair, or do you feel like that's just built up over time?
No, not at all. I was always struggling how to find a good job for me that I'm interested in. I was really out of ideas, and I was really struggling, and I felt depressed because of this, because I knew that I should find some job that I want to do, actually, not just, a warehouse job. So it was back in 2016, interestingly, again, thanks to United. I went to the FA Cup final, and the place I lived, I stayed over at a friend of mine. She had this book on her table, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I just picked it up and checked what it is. And I thought that, okay, this might be interesting. So I just ordered it for myself as well. And when I read it, I was like, okay, something is not right. I shouldn't, just exchange my time for money and then not live really the way I want. So ever since then, I was thinking that, it's not for me to just go to work every single day, whether I like it or not, and get some money, but not as much as I actually want, because I didn't feel any freedom in it,
I feel like when you read the book, it feels like that tied in a lot of the thoughts and feelings that you already had. But Rich Dad Poor Dad is an amazing book in terms of putting things into context, in it. It almost feels like you had these feelings, thoughts, or whatever. Maybe you weren't surrounded by the people that shared those, but as soon as you like picked up that book and read it, it confirmed everything you're already thinking, and just took that idea and concept of what money means, how to make it work for you, and also how to make time and the importance of time freedom, and then just really take it to the next level. And we'll go on to how you've done that. But before we get onto that, there's just one thing that I wanted to touch on briefly, and I don't know if this is related to sort of Rich Dad Poor Dad, or whether this is just